Good morning, everybody. It's Nicoa, Coffee with Nicoa, this beautiful 63-degree Sunday morning. A little hint of fall heading our way here in the southeastern United States, but by 10 o'clock, we'll have the AC cranking and we'll be sweating again. At the end of the day, this fall weather is always a trickster for us, so we never quite know when it's time. But we're ready. We've got our jean jacket like on our arm everywhere we go, just in case, because we're really hopeful that it'll be cold. Anyway, good morning. I'm so glad to see everybody. Today, we're going to talk about why you keep doing what you're doing, self-sabotaging and repeating over and over again things that you know are stumbling you up, like causing you to trip up in your endeavors at work, at home, in your relationships with your friendships. That one thing that just keeps causing you to trip over yourself. And I have a good friend who likes to say, "Oh, I'm such a self-sabotager." She says, I'm always self-sabotaging. And I'm like, so let's talk about how we unwrap that, like we unpack it, we unravel it, and we figure out a way to get through it. I'm kind of a self-sabotager myself. So I have this history of um, believing based on my youth and moments that I embedded in experiences I've shared before, like being told you're too loud or too much. Your enthusiasm needs to be reined back in. I worked in the corporate world for a very long time. And I remember when I quit my job back in 2009, someone said, well, how do you feel? Like, what's the biggest difference between working in that corporate world and now working out on your own? And I said, honestly, for 20 years, I felt like I lived in a state of restraint. And when I say restraint, I mean like, although I was myself and I was successful and I did like my work, I always felt like I had to hold back, like I couldn't be 100% me. And as a result of that fear and moments from my past that caused me to say, don't be you, don't fully laugh, hold in that energy, that causes me to self sabotage. And I'll give you an example. And, even in my relationship. So the other night, I was super enthusiastic about something, and we were out with friends, and I was talking and carrying on. And John had stepped away from the table, and he came back and he wasn't really paying attention to what we were all talking about. He was already thinking about it's time to wrap it up. We got to get an Uber. It's time to go. Right. He was already in somewhere else in his mind. But because he was distracted, I turned to him and looked for his validation somehow, some way about the topic, about my enthusiasm around the topic. And he was not in that conversation. So he was kind of a affect display of what are you talking about? So insecure Nakoa, which I'm not really anymore, but I don't know, maybe it was the sake. A part of me immediately thought, oh, he doesn't think I should be talking like that. Like he thinks it's too much. And I immediately began to spiral. And then I'm in a foul mood. He is clueless. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but we all have our own little self-sabotaging dialogues. So I make up a story. I start spiraling. I mean, really, guys, this is not an uncommon thing that most of us do. So it ended up fine. I was able to tell him. I was like, listen, this is what I made that mean. Were you thinking this? And he's like, no, you made it mean wrong. And that's what we've agreed to, that we will talk about what we make things mean. We will talk about our emotions. We'll figure out how to overcome that. People do this when they apply for jobs. They don't hear back from the HR person, or they get a generic email response, and then they start spiraling. Oh, they're not going to interview me. They're not going to think I'm worthy. They're whatever that trigger is that thinks that they can't interview well, or they go through one interview and they start second guessing everything they said in the interview. This is self sabotage. This is anxiety that's unnecessary. And it's all driven by your belief system, that you have these embedded beliefs. Your subconscious has this belief system that you're either not good enough, or that that's not available to me, or this person doesn't love me. They don't like me. I want to be liked. Or you know what? I'm different. I don't connect. There's no connection with people and I feel so lonely. These are really common belief systems. And you may have your own self-sabotaging story. I mean, I think my friend talks about, oh, if the person doesn't text them back, they're dating. And then they make it mean, oh, what did I say at the last interaction? Well, what did he make that mean when I posted that on Facebook? I mean, whatever it is, this is a spiral based on your belief system. Okay. So the opportunity. So how do you fix it? How do you fix it? First, you observe yourself. First, you observe yourself. And then, if you're in a relationship where you can be completely vulnerable and honest, which most of us are, we just are afraid we're not. Most of us are, though. If you can calmly say, wow, here's what I'm making this mean. Tell me your truth. Tell me your intention. HR person, are you guys going to interview me or should I move on? Right? Ask the questions, ask the truthful questions. The other day, a client said to me, well, how do I let this candidate know that we really need to bring this to closure tomorrow? I mean, what do I say to her to let her know that we've really got to make a decision tomorrow? Take a sip of your coffee, because my response, pretty damn profound. My response to her was, you tell her that you really need to bring it to closure tomorrow. And she laughed. She's like, right. You tell her the truth. So you need to start telling yourself the truth. I made that mean something. I'm spiraling. Why am I doing that? If there's a person involved with you, tell them, say, hey, I need some help. Help me process this. I'm suffering over what just happened at dinner. I got myself embarrassed and you didn't even, that wasn't what was happening at all. I mean, that's what John and I were able to do. And he was like, listen, I love you. I'm sure whatever you were talking about was exciting. And I appreciate that. He goes, but I'm not over here judging you. You do you, I'll do me. And I've always got your back. And that's really what it's all about. But who's got to have my back? I have to have my back. I have to be able to understand that I have these wounds from my past, these subconscious little traumas from my past that made me second guess myself, made me think, oh, you're too much. Oh, that's too loud. And what's really cool about that is that I'm actually starting to do some work around that. And this RTT stuff, I just announced that I've been certified now as a certified hypnotherapist and a rapid transformational coach. And the work that allows and enables is for us to take that limiting belief that's causing you and me to self-sabotage, to trip up, to stop doing what we've always been doing, even though we can consciously tell ourselves, you're okay, you're enough, this is fine, don't worry about it, they don't care. We still have that feeling inside. And that's where, when you go into the subconscious mind, you can actually heal it. So I have another example, one more example, where we use this methodology with someone who was really insecure about their work. She's an artist, and she was like, oh my God, I want to commit to being an artist, but I keep second guessing myself. Like, maybe I should just go teach. Maybe I shouldn't just call myself an artist. I mean, people in my life are telling me like, well, you can't really make money as an artist, and we worked on that. So we went in and we went back and we took her into this subconscious state, this deep relaxation, this hypnotic way of being. It's just like a deep meditation. And we were like, where was it in your youth, in your past, that you gained this belief that being an artist couldn't be a sustainable way of living and making a living and being profitable? And she came up with 3 different scenes. And we were able to look at those scenes and investigate those scenes from her past and say, oh, yeah, I can see now. And she's still in this hypnotic state when we're having the conversation. I can see how that person's reaction to me trying to make money as an artist, or that person telling me that, are you sure, caused me to second guess myself. And then we go into today, how she's behaving today, hesitating as an artist, holding back. And we looked at how that was showing up in her behavior. We drew the connection, and then we went back and we healed it. We let it go. You know what? I'm no longer that age. I'm no longer young, asking for people's validation and permission. I'm no longer looking to my parents to tell me that's going to be okay, because I'm an adult now. And as an adult, I know, and you know, and we all know that whatever we do and however we show up, it's on us, and it's okay. And it's okay if I'm loud and I'm talkative and John doesn't give a crap. It's okay. Most of the time he does. But in that moment, I spiraled and I had a stress reaction. But if I can continue to work on it like my friend did, the artist, guess what? Once we healed all of that and she stepped into who she is today, within a month, she had some of the highest end purchasers, buyers, people that were commissioning her. She's made a shit ton of money over the last 6 months. And I'm telling you, the work we did was the reason why. So I'm going to keep doing that kind of work. I invite you to do that kind of work. You want to do it with me, or you can do it with anybody that has that certification. Get the help you need to uncover those past experiences that are causing you to self sabotage in your day to day now. You can do this. This, to me, is the missing link for the coaching work I've been doing for the past 13 years. And I am telling you something. There's only so much we can do to self talk our way into a new way of being with new habits. This is limiting belief, belief breaking. That's what rapid transformational therapy and coaching is. Belief breaking. We're going to remove those beliefs that are causing you to self sabotage. I've helped people with removal of migraines. Their bodily function was showing up based on beliefs. We've got 2 examples where I've got people that have no longer addicted to sugar. I mean, this is unbelievable work, and I invite you to let me know if you're interested in learning more. Go look at my past videos. There's one about what is rapid transformational therapy. I love you guys. It's 9/11. I'm talking too long, but I hope you got the point. Life by design, this is the next step for you to stop self-sabotaging and get you exactly what your deepest heart's desires. All right, I love you guys. I will talk to you later. I have to end on 2 sites. Bye. Have a great Sunday.